Okay, one comment. I don't know whether it has reached you, but Arek is not going to join us for the review because he is working on the document. So if you don't mind, he is not going to attend. Moreover, Arek is going to stay with us only till next Wednesday. So after that, he is going to another project. So we're going to plan some work for him tomorrow. Not too much though, because I would prefer him to be quite flexible.
Okay, fine, David. So from Wednesday, he'll not be available, or he'll work as a shared resource, David?
You mean Arek?
Yeah.
No, he's not going to be available for us as of 1st of February. So he's not going to be a shared resource. Of course, we'll be able to ask him questions. That's clear, but he's not going to do any work for us at that point, apart from consulting us. Well, I'm still trying to negotiate some of his time, but it might be hard. I'm still waiting for the head of the software development department here, but let's assume that he is not going to be with us.
Okay, fine. And likewise, Veena will be going on maternity leave from next Wednesday.
Okay, so it's the same.
Yeah. Yes, then. Okay.
All right.
So, yeah. Shall we proceed with our review then?
Yeah.
So, who is going to present now? Okay.
Can you share your screen?
You will have to share your screen, yes. Veena is going to present now.
Mm-hmm.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, Veena.
That is the last one. Okay. PEMOB 386. I want to change the color palette based on the type of the user. So, okay. So here I have I have not logged in still. So I have two users. One is David and one is Veena. So Veena is child user and David is. So when I give Veena, when I log in, so based on the user type, the color gets changed. Even the bottom tabs, it is getting changed, and even in the navigation bar. So if I close that.
I'm sorry, but because I can't see anything changing. Okay, yeah, now because, well, for some reason it is not smooth at all.
Okay.
But I could see these changes yesterday, so it's fine. But just for the sake of next presentations, I think we need to resolve this issue because it's so slow that at this point I see courses level 1 that is, well, smaller. Okay, now it's full screen. Okay, now hello Veena, you've registered, sign out. That's what I can see now.
Screen set is getting delayed.
Network is slow, I guess.
I believe it's very, very slow.
Yeah.
No, David, I think that is due to the screen sharing because we've actually closed the app and reopened it again. So probably.
Well, it's definitely because of the screen sharing. Yeah, I know, but it's just, well, I cannot see much, right? I can see that the colors have changed. That's fine. That's fine. I could see that yesterday, so that's only confirmation. Absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, that's all from my end. Okay.
Veena, as you're leaving next week, did you comment the code properly so that the team will know how to continue at this point?
Commented it, David.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because this might be useful.
Thank you.
Okay, I think now Gautam will share his screen.
Okay.
Is my screen visible, David?
Yes, it's extremely choppy again, though. Very, very slow.
Is it fine now, David? I'm just changing between the tabs. Just check if it's refreshing properly.
I can see blank screen, nothing.
Blank screen.
Yeah, black, actually. Not blank, but black. My bad.
Okay, let me just reconnect the call to the call.
Maybe
David.
I will. Maybe no. It seems that it's a problem with me because it was the same problem with Veena. So let me reconnect. I'll be right back.
Okay, David.
Back.
Yes, Gautam, you can continue now.
David, is the screen visible now?
Yeah, we'll see if it's choppy or not.
Okay, I'll
Slightly
just change.
choppy. Yeah, let's see.
Okay, so my story was regarding PEMOB 198. As a user, I want to see the courses I've unlocked grouped in the course page so that I can easily access them. We have right now we have created the front end part for this one alone. So, this is a iPhone 6s. I've connected through QuickTime. Just logging in. So once you have logged in, you will be getting two tabs, My Courses and All Courses over here. We have created two separate pages for My Courses and All Courses. So right now the functionality is the same. So whatever you have in the courses tabs, you'll be having the same content in both the tabs. And once you sign out, those tabs will be, only after signing in, you'll be getting those two tabs.
Let me see the description because it's slightly different from what was supposed to be here.
Okay.
Yeah, because what you're showing in My Courses, could you log in again?
Yeah. Okay, David.
You can see that in My Courses, if you tap Epic, what is it going to show?
It will get inside the Epic application.
Exactly. It was supposed to show me level 1. If you look at the description and the mockups, you're going to notice that there are levels. Right? Look at the description below. Yeah, you can see that there is level 1. So this one, in My Courses, I should see pieces of content, and then if I tap it, I'm immediately taken to the list of units.
Oh.
And if you take a look at the description, it says exactly like that. So could you open Jira?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go a bit down, yeah. Below that, where you have these scenarios. 1, user has courses assigned to the account. My Courses, level 1, unit 1, lesson 1, or all courses, Epic level 1, unit 1, etc. Right?
Okay, so I assumed it to be like in My Courses, I should have the contents, and then okay, David, that's just a minor change. I can do it.
No problem, right? So it's well, we just need to fix that. Yeah.
Sure, David. So right now,
the question for Kalpana then is: are we treating as a spillover, or do what about that?
When you'll be able to complete Gautam?
Very small change. Like
okay.
By EOD.
By EOD. So and Valliyappan, you can test it right away, right?
Yeah.
David, he says he can finish it off today. So can he close the sprint offline when he confirms by EOD?
No problem.
Okay, fine.
Okay. If not, then we can have it as a spillover. I don't mind that, or we can have an improvement or a bug fix. Actually, this would be a bug. It's a question of our. So if Gautam fails to complete it by end of today for some reason, then we can just decide. So I'll need to hear your thoughts on that and your recommendation. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, David.
Okay, who is next?
I'll stop sharing.
Okay, Errol, are you going to present? And who is going to present after Errol? Please be ready.
So the story is 559, and I had to include the cancel download functionality in the refactored code. So let me just share my screen. So this was my story to include the cancel download functionality in the refactored code. So let me just show this simulator. So if we download now, earlier when we refactored it didn't include the cancel feature. So now I have included it, and it will work fine now. So earlier in the last print in the refactored code, cancel was not there. So I included it doing. So this is also in a separate component, similar to download and other components. So that is the story here.
Okay, and when we discussed it at our previous session, review or planning session, I don't remember which one it was that, I asked you whether this would allow us, the refactoring would allow us to, for example, start downloading here, and if I open lesson 3, it will also show me that it's downloading. Has it been good?
No, David. We will do that as part of the file storage refactoring. So Monica has given some suggestion on how to keep the files stored locally in the device. So based on that, we will link it with that, and so that it will be common place where the files are.
Okay, so just to make sure.
That lesson.
Okay, all right. So I, for example, start downloading here, go one level up. I can see that there's no cloud for lesson 3, but I can see some process of downloading. And the same the other way around. So I tap this cloud here, then tap lesson 3, and can see that the progress is updating in the lesson view. Yes?
Yes.
This is going to be part of this file storage that you just said, right?
Yes, David.
Okay, all right, okay.
Hey, you only complete.
Yes, this is only for cancel.
Okay, that's snack bar, alert box, everything is done. Because I noticed Valliyappan mentioning on a few things that he has tested.
Yes, what he mentioned was that
login
validation in the login page. Those things we have not done yet. So we will take it up the story.
Is that part of the story or?
No, this was just for refactoring the components separately.
And that is fully completed.
Yes.
Okay, who else? Maha? You can just tell us what you have done in your spike.
David, regarding the spike 315,
do you want me to share the screen? No.
Actually, Arik sent me the link for downloading the engine folder. And I have placed the engine folder according to the path mentioned by Arik. And he again gave the packets without engine. So again, I downloaded it and checked it. It is working fine.
Okay. All right. So is this spike complete then, or not?
Yes, David, completed.
All right. And do we need to have a separate story for the next sprint in order to have it implemented properly, or the spike is
Yes.
complete? End of story.
No, David, just for third unit, first lesson alone, Harik gave me the link. For without package, he has sent me that, but for everything, I think it would be easy if we take it as a story in the next sprint and complete it whole.
Okay, so let's do that. So let me add a story for that. Also, I'm gonna copy the same spike. C PEMOB PY5 for guidance. Oh, not the bug. Oh, okay, it's not a bug. I must close it.
Can you close your spike? Yeah. Please add a comment and then close your spike.
C PEMOB 315 for guidance. Okay.
Okay. And Maha, you have one more story, 560.
Yes, regarding 560, we were pending with the internet connectivity. I discussed with the team, and team suggested me to add the listeners in every packages, not as a separate component. A separate component has been followed in some cases, but listener is added in all packages, so it's working fine now.
And Balliappan confirm.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Ram?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, 1 minute. Let me share my screen. It will be easy. Okay.
I have started working on there is that file storage path structure.
Okay.
So as per Monique's suggestion, we need to encrypt the path value and all. So I'm working on it actually currently.
So that would be a spillover.
Yes, because I started today's.
Okay, and we have 591. I think that is a task. Are we marking it as complete or should we keep that open?
We can keep it open because we have not get the confirmed list of the AP. So we can keep it
Okay, but Ram, you have not attached that sheet here, I guess. There is no tracking here. Can you?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you do it now? So that we'll have a track like in
in
the
the
sprint
comment
you have.
or,
You can add it in the comment. You can attach in the comment itself.
okay.
And change the status to in progress. Okay, and apart from that, okay, one story is blocked and let it be that way. And 2 of RX story is, I think it's in ready for testing status. The way these 2 will be a spillover, right? Because the related ones.
Yes, they are, because Arek is currently working on the document that we discussed yesterday, and I decided that this is higher priority than these bug fixes. So as soon as he finishes the document, he will jump to these bug fixes. So this is the order. So this is a controlled spillover.
Okay, David. Okay, I think that's all for review then. So once Gautam confirms he's done with the story and Valliyappan completes his testing, we can close the sprint.
Brilliant.
So shall we start?
Send me an email and well, I'll do what's needed. Okay, all right.
Sure. Okay, so I'll just share the retro sheet. We can take 5 minutes for updating the sheet.
Great.
Okay. Hi, David. We are done. So I think we can review those points.
Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen once again. Okay. Shall we start, team? Are we all done?
Yes.
Some progress with backend services. Flows are almost ready.
Yeah.
David, any update from Jitendra's call yesterday?
Yes, I sent him. Well, we had this discussion that you and Gautam participated in. And,
David, we can't hear you.
He's on mute. No, he's not.
No, I'm not.
He's not on mute.
Microphone.
Blah, 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 blah.
Nope.
No? No. Okay.
Can't hear you.
Network issues.
Microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, David.
Okay. All right. So yesterday's call with Jitendra. Actually, Jitendra said about 5 words because we started to have a discussion with Manik because Manik joined this call. And we discussed a few things, and one of them was that he disagreed to have all JSON files downloaded automatically. We need to do them lazily. He said that, well, this is a necessity, and we cannot do it this way. That we first download all JSON files, and then we start, and then we load, we hold them on the device. We'll load them lazily. Well, actually, his arguments are quite strong. So I just asked him to make sure that you're aware of that, and we do all the necessary refactoring. So this is probably going to be an issue today for your call with Manik. Apart from that, Jitendra asked me to send him the diagram, which I did, and now we're waiting for Jitendra to process the diagram and draw it in his manner, so that we have it from his point of view. Hopefully, he's going to do that by the end of the week, so that we can start some development probably in 2 weeks' time. That would be great if we started to develop the backend part in 2 weeks' time with RPG.
Okay.
And the thing is that I still need to analyze. I'm going to do that probably either by the end of this week or beginning of next week, probably, I don't know, Monday. And I will start analyzing the app if we haven't missed anything, right? For example, with scanning QR codes and so on, right? I did that a few times, but I still need to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So expect me to send you some questions if necessary, because we need to align a few things together. So apart from that, no other updates. The diagrams are at Jitendra. We all agreed that the diagrams are final for us at this point. Manik also accepted that, and that's it.
Okay. Okay. Any questions, Steve? No, right? Okay. So moving on to what not went well. I think we have a lot more things lined up from the previous sprints. Could not complete within the sprint. I think this will stay until we are done with code refactoring. And then, did you get a chance to check on PEMOB 361 and 363 real?
Yes.
It's still there? Okay. Do I need to add any other comments like multiple downloads is working fine? And
It's there, but it's related to the UI updating issue.
it should stay? Okay. DevBox could be even better. So Gautam, do you agree? Has it improved now or?
Yeah.
Okay. We needed to. Do we need to send the checklist to 15? Inform them to notify us before they make any changes. But,
So how about this checklist? About this checklist, because I informed the team that they need to notify us, and they, as I told you, they apologize for this situation, and they promise to ping us whenever they want to introduce any such changes. But the question is about the checklist.
fine.
Are we providing them with any checklist? I don't think it's necessary, but I don't know what this checklist was supposed to be.
Do we need to provide it then?
Right now, I don't think.
You did a workaround one time, right? In last sprint.
Yes.
So that fixed. So
That is done, but
even then,
now
do we need?
even that field we are not going to use. That is the file storage thing we're working on now. So we want it to be independent of the JSON as much as possible, so that anything that they might change will not affect the app in any way.
Okay, so
We will
no
not
dependency,
use
right?
it.
So we do not
We don't
need to prepare the checklist then. Okay, then I'll close this action item. No other dependency with them, right? Stages or process is not followed within the sprint.
Well, it's still open, right? You can see that number 10. I'm going to remove it because of this point. That we have an overall mess in the process of development, right? And it's nobody's fault. It's just a question of the stage that we are in. Well, it's my fault, of course, to some extent, because I should have. Well, I did start working on backend much earlier, but it turned out to be much more difficult than I thought. So yeah. So well, I think that we need to leave it open as it is.
Okay.
We still need to be extremely flexible, and we're still in. Well, thank you for your patience. Thank you all for your patience, because I realize that it's so difficult for you to work right now.
Okay, let's keep it open then. Little progress with new functionality, but for known reasons, yeah, that's true. And proper suggestion regarding regression will happen. Do you still have the same problem with the team? Lot of stories has been descoped.
On this sprint, I have received all the stories, just like an interest. What are the sprint? How's to go on this? This was a blocker by.
Not a blocker.
Of course, it's a blocker.
It's a delayed one. Not exactly a blocker. Because you told me that. Okay, so do you want me to close this?
Yeah.
Or? Okay. Proper prioritization not done by developers. I have raised it on this. Okay, I think we have sort of improved in this sprint. We have checked with Manik ahead and then picked up the stories. And even then we have blocked a few stories in the middle. But no other choices, I guess. Backend is still in development.
It's still in development.
Overall mess with development.
You can remove this one because this was similar to 5. So let me get rid of that. Or you can do that.
You want me to remove that, David?
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. And then little development work for the team.
Yes, the problem that I'm facing right now is that we are running out of ideas of what to develop, right? And soon we are going to be in a situation in which we have nothing to do, right? So without backend, of course, because when backend starts working, we need to well, use it, we need to test it, etc. But then after that, again, we'll be stuck, right? I have nothing to do for you to develop. So I need to discuss it with Gerald, And so, well, I don't know whether we should, for example, start working on Pearson Go, etc. So there are some business decisions that need to be made. So we can assign it to me, and I'll try to figure it out soon, because we need to find something for you to do.
Okay, fine, David. And the last one is Manik's unavailability and our planned leaves delayed our sprint progress. I think we faced this particular problem in one of Ram's story. So it did not work out. So it has to be a spillover this time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Because of the dependency, no other possibility, I guess. Area of improvement, regression build on time is not applicable for this sprint. We did not have the regression build at all. And number of regression bugs to be avoided, I think we are working on that. But for 2 sprints, we have taken the code refactoring issues, but not one of the bugs has been closed in backlog, right? We still have the issues.
By regression bugs, what do you mean?
All the known bugs in the backlog.
Known bugs are different from regression bugs, right? If something works fine in DevBox, and then when we do regression testing, if it comes up again, then
You also said like a few bugs has been missed in the dev box, and he only noted that those bugs in the regression build.
One note was that it's in develop itself, he would have said that color matching. That line bug I have covered in regression. So he said me that instead of covering that color missing regression, he could have said develop.
Yeah, few of
So
the bugs has been.
functionality is not matching the box, and they are saying about the color matching.
So
See, that was different. That was like we created that feature at that time. But then now what we are discussing, I mean, LLM.
What she is asking, that comment I was saying.
Previously, the feature was developed initially. That time, that bug was, I mean, it was coming that time. But right now, what she is discussing is a different one. So I'm asking again. Okay.
So all the backlog bugs, correct me if I'm wrong, Edel, all the backlog bugs are expected to be resolved once the code refactoring is complete. Is that right? Or do we have some independent bugs as well?
not all bugs, but some scenarios, some bugs that comes in certain scenarios might be getting resolved, was what you said. So I guess
I guess we can identify things, right? Like this one will get resolved. So at that time, if we are refactoring, we can just pull it into the sprint.
Yeah, that's what I have mentioned as my next point. We need to identify those bugs from the backlog and link it to the code refactoring issue so that it will have the better tracking. Now, like we are having multiple number of bugs in the backlog, and we don't know what are all fixed and what is not fixed. We might have some duplicates in that case. We should clear up, because we have completed 2 sprints and still none of the bugs has been fixed. And we need to confirm that whether few of the bugs has been. Maybe Valliyappan is the best person to confirm that.
yeah, we can check all the bugs if they still exist or if anything has been closed.
Yes. And meantime, from next sprint, when we have a call today with Manik, you will identify the stories for the next sprint, and then review the backlog bugs, and then pull those bugs on and link to your particular stories. Okay, that would be easy for Valliyappan as well. Okay, so that's all I had. Any other retro points that we need to discuss apart from
Well,
what we
as I said, I would like to apologize to you for this overall mess. I realize that it's so difficult for you to work in that case. I promise to improve with all that. So hopefully we're going to resolve these issues and finally stop the refactoring and start building features again. Sorry for all the mess.
Yeah, that's fine, David. It's all like a teamwork, so no problem and no complaints. Okay, so anything else, team? Okay, so I think we can proceed with backlog roaming now.
Okay. So let me share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so let me put one more thing for Arek as a user. I want scrolling. Okay. Okay. So this is going to be for Arek as well. So the thing is that the first two are going to be for Arek. So currently we have a player that looks awful, and we are going to replace it with something less awful. Let me show it to you. Yeah. So this is the player that we're going to have in activities, right? So it's much better in comparison to this player that we have right now than this one. Yeah. So that's what this task this one is all about. I'll ask Arek to provide us with the estimates. And also the thing that was reported by Valepan at some point, and we needed to have it because scrolling was enabled. I'd like to disable it, but then it would complicate things with the fill-in activity type, as when the user would switch between different fill-in gaps, we would not be able to scroll to put it above the keyboard. That's why we needed scrolling. But as we decided that we are going to have just one fill-in gap in every activity, it is not necessary to do that. So I will ask Arek to disable this scrolling whatsoever. And this is all going. And this is it for Arek and the expert. So let's move on to your stories. So the first one is the one based on the Spike. So as a developer, I want the Avalanche engine to be stored in the binary so that I do not need to download it in every package. So unless, well, it's after the Spike, so I think that we can jump to estimates immediately without doing any discussion, unless you want to ask me some questions.
Any questions, Maha? Okay, and she says 2 points for this story, David.
Okay. Good. And I need to edit it in order to change the due date. So the due date, are we planning or the due date, or no? Let's do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. As a user, I want the app to meet all accessibility requirements. You can see the audit that we went through. So is it possible that we do our internal audit?
Accessibility requirements.
We would need to know what are the things we will develop.
Right.
Contrast issues. What are the things that we need to make sure? We need a list of those things, right?
I can check with Divya for any kind of.
Ask for on the call she was there.
Divya.
No,
or the other one, Mallory. She gave another contact, Jonathan or someone. I have that contact.
Okay. So
maybe we can check with them. You want a training or you just want
what are the requirements? What are the things that
just like a document should be fine, right? Okay. David, I'll do one thing. I'll check with the concerned person today by sending an email and get the list of things that we need to identify.
Okay.
It would be better if we have the requirements in hand, and then we can proceed with this.
But don't they stem from the audit documents that we received? I thought that they were all there.
That was
We have some, yeah, that is specific to the Pearson Go app.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's be in touch over that. So it would be great to do that internally. So if someone from the team could take this challenge and just go through the app with this accessibility both on iOS and Android and see what bugs, because I believe there might be lots of bugs. So this would solve the problem with not having too much to do, right? So the sooner we do that, the better, right? So if possible, please make sure that you know how to do that, and let's do it in the next sprint.
Okay, David.
Okay. So we're not estimating it right now.
Yeah, not estimating now, David.
Okay. All right. Refactoring the scanning part. Can we do that, or not necessarily in the next sprint?
We are holding that until backend is ready, it seems. Yeah.
Okay.
If flow is ready,
Okay.
if the scan flow is ready, we can proceed with it. Without the flow, it will be difficult to do anything. But once the flow, how the user journey is going to be decided, then we can take it up.
Okay. Okay.
If that is
Same with 561. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. All right.
Okay.
And this is. Yes.
Yes, please proceed.
And this, okay, this is a critical thing for me, right? So let me put them in order. All right, so this is the one that is really necessary. So in these mockups, we do not have the top navigation bar. And instead of that, we have this X button, right, that closes the activity. And we need to start doing that, well, as the first task we're going to do on Wednesday. Because we still have Arek who can guide us how to do this communication of closing the activity. And we need to test it as soon as possible when we remove this top navigation bar, because then Arek can test and check if it broke, if it breaks the design pack that he created. It should not, but I'd prefer him to test it thoroughly. So this is the thing that we need to complete the next sprint, and we're going to start doing.
Okay.
And we have already estimated it, so I think that unless you want to re-estimate it, let's just pick it for the next sprint.
Do we need to re-estimate or any other questions in 527? No? Okay, we are good, David. We can move on.
Okay. All right, then we have this one. As a user, I want to go back to a particular level of TOC when I press back from a scanned activity to better find the place where I am, right? So I scan an activity, I scan a QR code for an activity, I'm taken to this particular activity, then I tap back or close, right? We're going to have close here. This one, right? I tap this one. And when I do that, either back or this one, I'm taking back to the TOC somewhere, right? That it was open. But I want the app to be able to spot where this activity is in the TOC and open the lesson view. That's what it was all about. And we had 5 points and it was for Mark. Are we re-estimating it, or are we keeping it as it is?
Now we are not going to take the scan part, so I don't think so. It will be fine.
Okay. So, David, as this is also related to the scan flow, once that is ready, we can pick it up.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So, so this one. Okay. And then we have the transfer and the speed. But how about these push animations? Can we face it finally?
I think one of the related issue, yes.
And during app launch, there is a pushing.
You said like in GitHub also they mentioned that. Spike.
Maybe we can take it as a spike.
You're taking it in sprint also. Or after call it money thing is.
We can quickly look at all the stories.
Okay, fine. David, if we have bandwidth, then we can take it into the sprint, David.
Cool. All right. As a user, I want to be able to switch between activities without leaving them so that I can easily move to another activity within a skill. And this is another story that we need to take as a top one in the next sprint, because we still have Arek, who can also guide us, because he already implemented the next button in the results. And when you tap this button, it shows us a pop-up with some random notice, doesn't matter. But he already built the mechanism for asking the app to do something, right? And now we need to fix it so that it opens another activity in this particular lesson, right? So this is what we need to do. And this is a spike. And as due to the fact that we still have Arek for this week, I would like to for us to start working on 5 to 7 and 6-4 on Wednesday already. So if possible, let's do these two. And we have 5 points for that.
Okay. If this is a spike, then we do not need the estimation.
Yeah, but I think that it wasn't a spike, and then we decided it would be a spike. So let's not do the estimation.
Okay. Next one.
Okay, then we have, as a developer, I want to document the process of creating design packs so that it can be reused without my involvement. So this is for Arek, right? No, none of us can do that at this point.
Okay.
And what I'm negotiating with the Poznań office is that Arek can do that after this 31st of January. So when he is done, when he leaves the project. So I'm trying to negotiate so that he does not do that in the sprint, or he does that outside the sprint, or something like that. I think that I will manage to convince them, because this is a critical thing for all of us. But let's not estimate. Let's not do anything about it.
Okay.
Then we have 2 to 9. When I open the app, there is a push animation when opening the app. So this is somehow related to this 479.
Yes, David. This is the only bug that is pending from that spike.
Exactly. So, well, let me put it a bit higher here in the order. And are we estimating it? Can we estimate it?
No, David. It is under the spike, so let it be as such. If that spike is completed, then this is completed. It is both are interrelated, so not an issue.
Okay, all right. And then we have the bugs from Varipan, quite numerous. And as I could hear you talking, that it would be better if Varipan just went through them, or that you internally, and decided which ones have to be either closed or they are related to refactoring, or we could put them in the sprint. So the question is whether we can do it right now.
Ariel, do you identify any independent bugs that can be taken into the sprint apart from the code refactoring?
Okay, I'll check content.
You'll check.
Tomorrow during planning.
After this call, everyone will get an idea of what are the steps.
After Manik's call, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, then I would suggest like we can have an internal meeting tomorrow morning before the planning. Yeah. Okay. David, the team would need some time to check on the existing backlog bugs. We will review and then get back to you on this, David.
Okay, all right. So let's see if we have enough work for the next sprint, just to make sure. So Arek is going to do these two. plus these two, right? So Arek is going to have 4. Arek is full, then I think.
Yeah.
Then as spillovers, we're going to have this modularized the API call fetching, but nobody's going to do anything about that, I think, at this point. Analyze the list of APIs and their responses. Same story, possible, that we're still not going to have the APIs and the responses. The only thing as a spillover that we can include in the sprint is this redesigning the file storage path structure.
Yes.
Then we're going to have this top navigation bar and switching between activities as a spike. Then Maha is probably going to work on the Evelyn engine. It would be great if we could do this accessibility audit. And we would have this push animation spike. And is that enough for the whole sprint, including that we need to reserve 40% for money? What's your view on that?
Yes, 40%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, there is still an issue with these misaligned icons at the bottom in the tab bar. So do we need to have a separate story for that, or is it going to be finally resolved at some point?
Select icons. Improvement studio.
We'll just try updating the plugin. So we'll see if it fixes the issue, or else we'll reverse that. We'll update it, and if it solves the issue, it's good. Then
Okay.
or else we can take it up to small story and fix it.
Okay, you will confirm it tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Check it today and then you'll confirm tomorrow. Okay, Ayadil will confirm that tomorrow, David. He will work on that and then he will inform us tomorrow. Planning.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, well, I marked all these that we would have. Also plus spillovers. So is it enough for us in the next sprint?
Team? He's asking like whether this is enough for the next sprint or do we need more stories? Okay, we will also have to check on the backlog bugs. I think we can make it up, right?
Tomorrow morning we'll update it.
Okay, fine. David, this should be fine, David.
Okay. All right. So you'll also review the bugs, and you're going to have a call with Manik, and it may turn out that you're going to have some additional tasks to do, right?
True. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. All right. So we are going to buy another 2 weeks, and hopefully we're going to end up with backend or some new features to develop, or at least some bugs to fix.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see this accessibility. As I said, it may turn out that we have lots of things to do with the accessibility audit. So this would be really necessary for us to complete in the next sprint. So if possible, please do what's necessary just to have it complete. Okay?
Yeah, okay, David.
All right, so I think that's where we can stop.
Okay. Okay, then let's meet tomorrow for the planning. I'll cancel tomorrow's Scrum meeting as well. And
Okay.
Gautam, once you're done, please drop an email so that we can close the sprint. Okay, I think that's all for today then. Let's meet tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Good. Thank you, team.
All right, thank you. So see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.